All right, my friends, it is 8:04 and we are talking about something that's trending. The hit Netflix series Missing Dead or Alive has million people's talking, and right here in the Midlands, what you need to know is the work behind those cases are very real. Today, I'm sitting down with a leader from the Richland County Sheriff's Department Missing Persons Unit, which of course, as you saw, was featured on the show. We want to take you inside these investigations, how they really work. We're talking from the first phone call to the final lead, and what everyday people like us, what we can do as a community to help bring those loved ones home. I have Mr. JP in the house. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so first things first, let's just talk about the reaction that you have received from this show. What's it been like?
It's been a great reaction. A lot of people will stop me walking on the street. They like the information that goes out. They like to see how the investigation progresses and how it comes to an end. So it's been a great response.
Absolutely, I love that. Now, I want to talk and really get inside that investigation. What are the first moments like when someone is reported missing?
The first moments are very intense. Usually we're meeting with the family or we're meeting with the deputies that are on scene, and we're gathering as much information we can on the missing person, you know, where they've been, who they've been in contact with. So those first few moments are very intense.
Why are those first few hours so critical?
Because we want to cut down that time of the time it was reported from the time it was last seen. The shorter that time span that we can get that crunch down, the better opportunities we have of finding this person.
Absolutely. And as you're working through these cases, I mean, I can only think about the challenges that you are facing. What are some of the challenges that your team faces?
Some of the challenges that we face, simply, somebody don't have a picture of the person. If the person is not on social media, if the person is not carrying a phone, they left their phone at home or the phone went dead. So those are the major challenges of it, the lack of information that we have on the missing person.
And God forbid something like this does happen. That's why it's so important to keep those family pics going. Take those pictures. You want those recent, up-to-date pictures for sure. Again, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so as you're continuing to decide which leads to follow, how do you narrow it down? Because I can only imagine how much information, if you get a lot of information at one time, how do you figure that out?
Well, is the information that we're receiving in. Was the person troubled about anything? Were they stressed about anything? Did they meet somebody new? Did you see them on social media? Were they saying they're going to work with somebody? So, like I said, the more information you get at the very forefront of it, the better off you are and the better chances are of locating this person.
And Mr. JP, talk to me about some of the misconceptions that the community or people might have about people who go missing.
The major misconception is that you have to wait 24 hours. Wow. That is a huge misconception. It is not true. If you can't talk to someone, if you don't know where someone is at, someone didn't show up at the location where they agreed to show up at, report them immediately. Please, please do not wait 24 hours to report this person.
I am so glad that we were able to clear that up right now. Again, my friends, do not wait 24 hours because I've heard that so many times. You see it in shows like scripted shows or like you got to wait 24 hours. That's not what's happening with the Richland County Sheriff's Department. They want to know right then and there. Now, speaking of misconceptions, are there certain situations that tend to put people at a higher risk of being missing in your line of work, or have you seen that it's just different with every case?
It's different with every case. Of course, some people walk in different roles of life, so sometimes their behavior can contribute to it. But at the same time, if you're that family member and you haven't spoken with them and you're concerned, call us, let us know.
Absolutely. And for the community, because I know, we're a tight-knit community here in Richland County in the Midlands. We always want to see loved ones being reunited. What can we do to help the Sheriff's Department in that search?
Stay in touch with social media. We push a lot of information out on social media. Be nosy. If you see something come out and you think you see the person, don't hesitate. Go ahead and call us. Let us come out and check. We would rather come out and it's not the person than you don't call and that person went through a time span and it was the person.
Absolutely. Also, too, one of the things, speaking of social media, and we put these stories on our social media as well, share those pictures, share the post of that missing individual because you may not see them. However, one of your followers or one of your friends may have seen them. because of that post that you shared. So what are some important tips for everyday people, just about being safe, being on guard when it comes to situations of missing people? We hear all kinds of stuff all the time, but from your experience, what do we need to do? I like to say probably keep our head on a swivel, make sure we're paying attention.
That was the first thing I was going to say.
Yes.
Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware you're going. Stay in contact with people. Share your location with family members. And for the family members, if you don't show up at that given time, do not hesitate. Let law enforcement know. Have current pictures of each other. Know each other's whereabouts. Know what their kind of the area they travel in, the route that they take. Those little small things help us a great deal, God forbid, if somebody goes missing.
Absolutely. Every single detail matters. So one of the things that I also want to ask you about is, what should someone do? Like, give me the tangible steps if they think they've seen somebody missing. Do they call 911 or do they call the non-emergency line? What does that look like?
Call 911.
Okay.
Because where you're standing is going to go to that law enforcement agency. If it's a surrounding agency, say the person is missing from Richland County, but let's say the person is in the city of Columbia. When they dial 911, that city officer can get there and they would notify Richland County. So call 911 no matter where you're at.
Exactly. And again, every detail helps. And like you said, you'd rather go out and it be nothing than actually missing an opportunity.
Correct.
What are some things that loved ones can do to protect their family members? I know personally we need to keep our head on a swivel, but is there anything that we can do? I specifically think of like my niece. She's 9 years old. Is there anything I can do to make sure my nugget stays safe?
Yes. Have the current picture of Nugget. Have a current picture of Nugget, but make sure that if they have any birthmarks or anything, all that is documented. Richland County does have a packet in our youth group that you can obtain that. And then you just fill it out and put it in the safe, put it somewhere safe. God forbid if something happened, all that information is documented. You just can hand it to us. And what we're looking for is in that packet.
Wow, that is so helpful. And so if they can get that, do they get that packet online?
Just contact the Richland County Sheriff Department.
Oh, I love to hear that. All right, now I kind of want to get to the personal side of it for you. What has it been like to be in this line of work?
Wow, that's the best word,
Yeah.
wow. Dealing with missing persons, you see the traumatic event that it has on the family, and you see the reward when you find someone. But also, unfortunately, I see the other part of it, when we find someone and then it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to.
Yeah.
So it is a very emotional ride, but at the same time it's very satisfying when we locate someone and we can reunite that family with that person.
Absolutely. And as you continue in this work, what is something that you want people to take away from your team as they are working to make sure that the community stays safe, that you're reuniting people?
Stay in contact with each other. Know each other's movements. Share your locations. Just be in tune to what's going around. Be in tune to your surroundings. And of course, our young people, be mindful of who you're hanging out with, where you're going. Know that party that you're going with. Of course, our young ladies and young men, just be mindful who you're hanging out with.
Absolutely. Mr. JP, I appreciate you so much. I've learned so much just sitting here.
Thank you for having us.
I got to go get that packet.
Get the packet.
I'll get the packet. Got to get the packet for my nuggets. I'm going to continue to track my mom and sister. I want you to know I use Life 360, so you'd be proud.
Great.
So you
I'm
would
proud.
be proud. I'll continue to keep taking those pictures. And I always like to ask this at the end. Is there anything that I left out that you would like the public to know about? Because again, this is such an important topic.
Just stay in tune to your surroundings and social media. When you see these pictures come out of missing kids, missing adults, just be mindful of your surroundings and do not hesitate to call us. Let us come out and investigate it.
Oh, thank you so much. And remember again, my friends, you don't have to wait 24 hours. Thank you so much for telling us about that. We appreciate you. Y'all, we're going to put this interview on our website, WLTX.com, because this is a wealth of knowledge so that way you can keep yourself safe, your family safe, but also how we can support the Richland County Sheriff's Department Missing Person Unit as a community.